Hey guys, this is going to be the first video of probably a 12-part series. I'm going to start off with jigs because I've been getting a lot of questions about, oh, you're a jig maker, stuff like that, and it kind of answers some questions, I guess. To be all honest with you guys, I don't get fancy with my jigs. There's other jigs that I make for other people. I have my ways and what I like to run, and this is what I run in my boat. Later on, this winter when I start pouring a lot and stuff like that, getting some orders in from some of my buddies and stuff like that, I'll be breaking down what I make for jigs and some videos of this. But this is what I like to run in my boat and the ones I actually do buy. There's just a very few that I like to buy. To be honest with you, it's mainly living rubber ones I like to buy. I've tried I tried messing around with rubber. It's really time consuming and it's kind of a pain. So I just said to myself, I'm just going to buy them. It's a lot easier on me. I keep it pretty simple on colors too. I like peanut butter and jelly, finesse jigs in the spring. I'll go to a green pumpkin later on, and I'll go to my blacks and my blues later, as the season goes out. And I love round head jigs, finesse cut. I don't know if you guys notice it or not. See how that finesse cut is pretty long? The longer you make that, the slower the jig will fall. You get closer to the head with it, the faster it falls. So I'll leave them kind of long like this and let the fish tell me what's going on. And if need be, I'll shorten it up. If they're on bottom, I'll shorten it right up. The trailers I like to run off these, of course, I love Power Team lures, crawdads and convention craws. And I use pack-a-chunks and I use baby rage craws. And on my football heads, I use actually full-size rage craws. And on my mop jigs, as you can see right here, the ones I actually do buy, I'll run a big 5-inch net bait pack-a-craw on this. I love this jig in the spring. You might go all day and only get one bite, but that one bite's going to count. That's kind of the way I feel about this jig. I always like to have a few in the boat. Now back to my own jigs. As you can see, this one's got a little bit of magic craw in it. Green pumpkin with a little bit of magic craw. It's kind of neat when the sun hits it. It changes color. I've always liked green pumpkin jigs with a little bit of blue in them. It seems to do very well for me. Like Okeechobee craw type color. But there's another green pumpkin, all finesse cut. I do leave some full. As you can see, that's a round head. I'll leave it full. I don't know if you can really see my eye. My eyes are usually pretty smooth, just like they came out of the factory. Now I'll actually, after I get done painting these, I'll take 2 out in the driveway and I'll throw them as hard as I can against the concrete and see if my paint is going to chip. Most of the time, my heads will just dent a little bit. They won't chip, they won't crack. I usually bake them for about an hour after I paint them. So my paint usually holds up pretty good. That's kind of like a copper with like a black fleck in it. I got some really fancy paint. I don't have a lot of it shown here, but as I get going making some jig making videos, you guys will see all the fancy stuff that I got. I do like to buy 1 ounce hack attack jigs. I got some 3/4 for punching. That thing's got a pretty stout hook on it. Definitely a braid hook. And I like running some 3/8 ounce hack attack jigs for swim jigs. I usually put a PTL grub on the back of this. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of modified that one a little bit. And I've tried 17 or 20 pound fluoro on this. It doesn't really, it hooks them, but it doesn't hook them like braid does. I definitely, if you're running hack attack with a swim jig, I definitely run braid. I like braid anyways with a swim jig because I think when you pop the rod tip a little bit, it makes that skirt pulsate better. Now the swim jigs that I really like are dirty jig swim jigs, the finesse ones. Got a nice undercut skirt, fine wire hook, weed guards real thin. Can't go wrong with these. Paint holds up well. And here's another head I like to run. It's called a brush head. This is my own too. That's a peanut butter and jelly skirt. You see my eyelet. No gobs of paint or anything. Nice and. But this jig, when it falls, you know, I've tested it, and you know, in shallow water and stuff like that. Every time it falls, it stands straight up. Really good jig. It goes through the brush. They call it a brush head jig, and they're right. It goes through the brush pretty good. Now let's get on to my football heads. Here's a 3/4 peanut butter and jelly. I like to keep my purple. This is the Living Image skirt. I like to keep all my purple at the tip. That's a 3/4. That's a 5/0 mustad. Most of the jigs I run are all mustad hooks. Gamakatsus are they're really nice, but they're really expensive. And I'll run a convention crawl, power team lures, or a rage crawl, usually on the back of this. And a green pumpkin one. That one's got some blue in it. I really like green pumpkin with blue. Solid black. Black and blue. My football heads are all hand tied with wire. I don't know if you can really see it or not. I don't think you can. And I usually put a dab of glue on it. I've never had a problem. And if you guys are wondering, I never run rattles on my jigs. Well, I do if I need to. But I usually do, when I do, I usually actually will hand tie the rattles on instead of running those rubber skirts with the things that every time you catch a fish with them, they just pop out and it costs you a bunch of money. So I'll actually just wire them on. And here, here's a football head, Bass Patrol, that I buy. It's Living Rubber. I really like this little jig. This thing is small. The smallmouths really get in their mouth well. And Booyah pigskin, Living Rubber, half silicone. I'll buy these. And River to Sea. I think they're called trash bombs. Like I said, I just don't like messing around with rubber. It's kind of a pain. As you see, I use Bullfrog Rust blockers on all my boxes. These boxes are a mess. I think I'm going to switch over to a waterproof box. It's a little bit thicker and I can get more jigs in. Well, here's 3/8. I got some quarters, but I haven't got them done yet. They're in my thing. So I'm going to run quarter, 3/8, half, 3/4. And these are all going to be all my rubber ones. And you know, swim jigs, mop jigs, hack attack, finesse. From time to time, I will run an Arky jig, but it seems like I've had the best luck off finesse jigs. And I'll put some orange. But other than that, guys, I mean, I keep it pretty simple in my boat box. I make a lot more than what I'm showing right now. But this is what works best for me, and I'm kind of, I guess everybody's got their own ways. I like my 3/8 finesse cut, and I keep it simple. Black and blue, green pumpkin, and peanut butter and jelly. I don't get nothing fancier than that. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give me some feedback on this.